All right, we here for part two of the Adin Ross and Andrew Tate stream collaboration that they did. Not gonna hold you guys. Let's get right into it. Last we left off, landed plug, Adam22, Adin Ross, of course, Andrew Tate. So let's go.
Let me tell you all a story. When I was about 25, I was living in Thailand, and I must be the only man who lived in Thailand because I was fighting. So I lived there for 2 years. And I lived there, and I must be the only man who lived in Thailand. I've never paid for sex, never slept with a prostitute, none of the weird shit. So I'm living in Thailand, and I had this Russian girlfriend, and then she went back to Russia, and I was a bit lonely, and I thought, okay, I'm going to try and get myself a new girlfriend. And by coincidence, the same day, I met this beautiful Swedish girl, and she was backpacking. And I met her, and I went up to her and started saying hello, blah, blah, blah. We agreed to go for a drink that night. After talking to her, I was walking home, and as I was walking, this transsexual who must have been about 55, 56, had a couple teeth missing. Some man, clearly a man, I don't want to, misgender, clearly a man, but was a transsexual, was walking across the road from me. And he/she pointed at me and said, "Hey, I can tell by how you walk. You have a big dick."
What the fuck?
And I looked back at this transsexual and thought, well, I'll take the compliment. And I said, yes, that's true. Thank you very much. And I continued on my walk. That was the end of the story. Until 9 o'clock rolls around, I get on my motorcycle. I go down to this bar to meet this Swedish girl. I'm sitting there. I get drinks on the table. She turns up 20 minutes late. And I'm sitting there with the Swedish girl. And after an hour and a half of drinking and enjoying each other's company, I'd already kissed her twice. I was due to go back to her house because my house was a dump and she had more money than me. And we're going to go and stay at hers. When the transsexual walks in the bar, and in front of the entire bar, she walks in and points to me across the bar and goes, "Big dick." And the entire bar stops.
What did
and
she
looks
say?
Big dick. She said big dick.
And the entire bar stops and looks at her, the old transsexual with missing teeth, and then looks at me. And I tried to explain for the following 10 minutes to this Swedish girl that I've never slept with this person. I don't know why she says I have a big dick, and I've never been with her, and I don't know it. I just saw her on the street, and she didn't believe me. She went toilet and never returned. That's a story from when my lonely night in Thailand. That's true, and it completely happened.
You never give a ladyboy a shot?
I've never given a ladyboy a shot, no. Am I missing out, Adam?
I haven't done it either, but I went out to Thailand when I was like 19, 20, and the ladyboys are out there. And some of them, even back then, this was like 20 years ago, they were doing a pretty impressive ruse. Like they looked like more of a woman than a lot of women that I know. So shout out to them.
I've seen a ladyboy
Jack, give me
kick the
questions
fuck
to
out of a
ask.
dude. It was a really interesting sight. He was saying some shit to her, running his mouth, and she literally fought like a man and beat the shit out of him. And it was pretty interesting to see. Heels on and everything.
All right, can I just address the elephant in the room? Why is nobody talking? Yo, so Lena, you just finished. I heard the video's going crazy on Pornhub. You guys crashed it.
It's on my OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. So Adam, if you don't, I'm sorry, Andrew. What happened was this. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you heard Andrew. They did a video. Basically, Adam and them, they're married. They've been married for a while. They have a beautiful family. And basically one day, they decided to, basically Adam said, "Hey, hun, you can go ahead and get a BBC by this guy." So they had a big black cock insert her puss, and
Was not in the video.
That's
True.
pretty much what happened. And thoughts, Andrew?
Well, I think I mentioned this on one of my previous podcasts. I said that I wouldn't personally do that,
Bro.
but it's not my personal preference. But I want to make something clear. I'm really careful about what I say to people. I don't want to insult anybody. That's not who I am as a person. If that's their personal decision to make, then they can make their own personal decisions and do as they please. I'm not here to sit and say they shouldn't do it. All I can say is that I wouldn't personally do that. That's not something I would allow my woman to do. But perhaps I'm missing something. Maybe you can tell me why I'm wrong. I'm not sure.
Would you guys let your wife do that?
The thing that the most important piece of context that is missing is the fact that we already had been doing porn for, I mean, maybe 5, 6 years, or really since the very beginning of our relationship. And, she is 32. She is a mother. Realistically, she's not going to be doing this forever. But we decided that it made a...
She's a mother? She's already a mother? I know he said they had a family. For some reason, that just like went buy in my mind because I didn't actually believe him. So, Adam 22 let his wife have sex with a black guy while they already have a child. This is weird. This is weird. It's strange. It's abnormal. Interesting, honestly. Weirdly interesting, actually. I'm not too sure how they can have a functioning life together. It doesn't make sense to me. But hey, when you have that, I'm guessing, money makes all problems disappear, right? So I'm guessing that's what it is. That's just very interesting to hear. Poor them. Poor child. Poor child. That's crazy.
A lot of sense for her to, seize upon the moment, the fact that she's still got her youth about her, and slurp up a black cock for the fucking paper, man.
He liked it. He liked watching the video.
Yeah, I was kind of turned on by it. I'm not gonna lie.
So my question would be, sorry, one more time, Lena, right? Correct, Lena.
Lena, yeah.
I'm sorry. Before Andrew goes, this is so weird. This has to be a money thing. And I'm not talking about doing it for the money. I'm saying no. There's so many weird angles to approach this from, because part of me can't ever understand how you could enjoy watching your wife do that. But then it's like, I understand it because you probably make so much money to where you don't give a fuck. But you have a daughter, or son by this woman. You have a daughter or son by this woman. You let her get fucked. It's so weird, yo. It's so weird. Maybe we're missing out though. Maybe Andrew's right. Maybe there's something to it.
Lena, do you think that you have an emotional attachment to this man now, or like you literally wouldn't care what happened to him? Let's say, heaven forbid, something, I don't know, he got locked up and went to jail or something. Like, would you care, or would you literally, you have zero interest in him as an individual?
Feel for him as I would feel for like almost anyone I'd ever met who went to jail. But like, no offense, Jason, I see you as like a male sex doll. Like you were just
no emotional attachment to him whatsoever.
No, this is where I have my emotional attachment.
Okay, well then, if you're capable of keeping that divide, then I'm not here to insult you. And the reason I don't insult people, I also want to make this very clear, is because
I'm kidding.
Maybe it's just the life I've lived. But I think the internet has fucked the world up. And I think one of the ways it's messed the world up is that everybody's constantly running their mouths. And the world I'm from and the life I've lived, if you insult somebody, it's you have to be prepared to defend that opinion. And I know people who have run their mouths and end up getting shot for it. And I don't like to sit around and insult people unless I have a genuine beef with them. So I'm not here to judge you or your life. I can just say that it's not something I would personally do. Well, if you feel like you have no emotional attachment to the guy, I think that's a good thing. I think your heart should be in one place.
Andrew,
and that's all I'm going to say.
Objectively, you could definitely beat the shit out of me, but one time I was hanging out with the UFC fighter Donald Cowboy Cerrone, and he pulled up some old Andrew Tate kickboxing matches and was showing me them, and did a pretty good job of making the point of this guy can't fight, which I am not in a position to judge, but I have had that experience where a former UFC champion has basically told me about what a bitch you are, which I don't agree with. I'm a fan of the Top G. I like everything that you're doing out here, but I think you and Donald Cerrone need to settle this in the squared circle.
Well, that's the thing about fighting, right? The thing about fighting as a sport is that everybody who watches it goes, this guy can't fight, or everyone at home who's never even fought says this guy can't fight, or other fighters say this guy can't fight, which is why as a fighter you constantly feel like you have something to prove. Even if you win 100 fights in a row, there's always going to be someone out there who says you can't fight. I'd like to think that my record stands for itself. I've had 88 fights. I've had a bunch of fights, a 4-time world champion. I fought a bunch of rules, including MMA. And I did my very best, and I won a bunch of titles and made some money and beat a bunch of people. And of course, there's always going to be someone who watches me and says I can fight. There's a bunch of videos that say I can, and there's the odd idiot who says I can't. But I'm very happy with who I am in my career and what I've achieved, and I'm very confident in my abilities. So it is what it is. And as for Cerrone, I've heard of him. Didn't McGregor finish him pretty quick?
Wait, Chad,
I believe
is
so.
he a good fighter?
I'm
Yes or
not
no?
100% sure. But either way, we need to settle that score at some point. I just want to throw that out there. But
I don't know if we do. I don't know if I need, because and this is something I want to make clear as well. I don't know if I need beef with people on the internet. I see a lot of this. I see a lot of people constantly beefing each other and all these arguments, etc. I don't need any of those things. I'm fighting against the judicial system. I'm fighting against the most powerful people in the world trying to silence me. I have enough battles in my life. I don't have time to be fucking tweet beefing with some dude. If he has a problem with me, he can come to my house. He knows where I am. Everyone knows where I am. Until then, I have no problems with anybody. So as for Cerrone, if he thinks I can't fight, then if he wants to tell me to my face and kick my ass, he's welcome to try. And I strongly believe he would regret that decision. And that's as far as I need to take it.
Right. So your brother Tristan was in my DMs, like really sincerely trying to convince me that I had made a very grave error, a massive mistake as a result of having let my wife shoot with another man. Myself personally, having been, a couple weeks removed from the actual incident happening, I don't really feel like I made a mistake. It feels like some pretty regular porn
WT
shit.
in the chat, man.
I was a little bit jealous at first. It's kind of a weird feeling knowing that your woman was in the arms of another man, even if it was only for a few hours. But it's interesting. You don't seem like you have as much of a real like moral issue with the act itself.
Well, I can give you my opinion on why I wouldn't ever do it. And I think the reason I wouldn't ever do it is because I believe that a man and a woman have a connection between them. And I think that connection is solidified by sexual exclusivity from the female's part. And I believe there's an energy cord between. And I think that once that's broken with another man, I do believe there's a degree of the connection which is damaged. And I think that when the relationship is good, perhaps you will not feel it. But when the relationship is bad, or when arguments start to happen, or you start to get on each other's nerves, you might notice a slight difference in behavior. Because I do also think that once the seal has been broken, I'll give you an example. The 4-minute mile was impossible to achieve, they believed, until one man ran the 4-minute mile, and then a bunch of people ran the 4-minute mile. So once the seal's been broken, for example, let's say your wife's sleeping with another man, the idea of sleeping with another man is not as intimidating as it once was. And perhaps the idea of sitting through an argument or sitting through a rough patch in a relationship and continuing to try to work it out, as opposed to just jumping on a new man, it might be less appealing than it once was previously. So I believe, personally, if my woman had already slept with another man, she's more likely to just give up on the relationship and sleep with another man again in a rough patch. That's my personal view.
Facts, chat. No.
Say again?
Why would I mean, I've never cheated on you, like even in the lowest terms of cheating, like responding to a DM from somebody or anything. Like I've never done any of that. Everything in our relationship has been out in the open. Like all my messages with the person that I worked with, I was like, hey, just so you know, like these are the messages. And like Adam has fucked about 200 women in front of me, and he cheated on me. So like,
Adam, that's terrible.
We all got our issues. Hey, let me just tell you, about a half hour ago, I was laying on the floor in the adjacent office with a large Italian ass shaking on top of my face. She does this thing called Brazilian face sitting.
He almost died.
It's going to appear on onlyplugtalk.com, which is our weekly podcast where we interview and then fuck a different girl every single week. And this girl was really cutting off my ability to breathe. And when I would grab her ass and try to move her ass off of my face, she would grab my hands and hold on to them so that I wasn't able to escape. And Lena was involved. She was giving me head during all this. And so I don't know. Like, do you feel like that affects our connection at all? Because I can, after having you shot with this guy, I can kind of understand why that shit doesn't matter to you, because you and the other guy don't really matter to me at this point.
I think it's, well, my personal view is that it's very different for a woman than it is for a man. And I think that, and I hope I'm wrong, if your relationship reaches a rough patch, perhaps the idea of being with another man will be more tempting than it once previously was, because the seal's already been broken. That's my personal view. I don't, with all due respect, care what you want to do with your own relationship. If it makes you happy, it should make you happy, and that's fine. And it's your decision to make. It's not my decision to make. I'm just telling you that I wouldn't do it. I can give you admiration for a degree to how well you've dealt with the pressure, I guess, or the hate or the backlash. I mean, you've handled it pretty well, which I guess is good. Not a lot of people can do that. So I have to give you some degree of respect for that. But I guess you expected all that before you made the decision to do it, right?
Yeah, I did. And I mean, I've caught a lot of flack because when you first commented on me on the Tucker Carlson show, I left an Instagram comment that said, if he's the top G, I want to be the bottom G. So I do want to extend an invite that if you were ever interested in doing your first ever double penetration scene, that me and Lena, I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but I feel like,
dude,
would he be a suitable candidate? Would you?
Andrew Tate,
can I tap him in?
I don't know. No. He looks built.
Oh, yeah, no, can I fill in real quick, Andrew? You know,
you're out. Aiden, we canceled you. You're not in this conversation anymore.
Fair enough. Go ahead, Andrew. Andrew, would you double penetrate her, bro? Would you do that, Andrew? Go ahead. Finish the answer question.
All popped together. Is that chill?
There's absolutely 0% chance of that happening. And it's not because Elena is particularly unattractive. It's because she's married to Adam, and I have no interest in degenerate, pointless sex, and I have no interest in making a spectacle of myself or even just involving myself in anything which I deem to be overall haram and pointless. It's just not something I'd be interested in. There's not a single amount of money on the planet you could pay me to undertake. So
shout out to all who's not doing double penetration, because I respect you all so much.
I'm with Andrew, by the way. I couldn't get paid any amount of money to fuck. No offense. Adam, respect to you. Degenerate sex, I'm not with that. No amount of money.
Yeah, you make $4 a month sitting on your ass. So, and that's from one sponsor, I think, right? So,
stop exposing him.
No, I mean, I read it online.
But yeah, I'm with Andrew on that one. Andrew,
so, do you two think you're going to stay together forever?
I mean, if Adam cheats on me again, maybe not. But
I'm not a cheater anymore. I left that in the past.
That wasn't the old days. He likes to say.
When you get a divorce, don't you think people are going to attribute it to this event?
I always think that we're going to be together forever. I mean, we didn't get married a long time ago. We just got married. But it is unfortunate that if, in 10 years, we break up because, let's say he cheated on me, everyone's going to blame it on the fact that I fucked Jason in July of 2023.
I don't think
no one's going to think about anything else.
Nobody's going to be thinking about the fact that we did this in 10 years, which when you're in the middle of the storm and everybody's freaking out on you every day, it's kind of easy to feel like, oh, this is going to define my life going forward. Now, that may be true to some extent because this has been such a thing, but I don't really think that it's that likely to follow us 10 years into the future. I don't know.
My hope is to be with Adam forever. That is what I want.
And again, last thing I want to say is this. Well, not last thing, but I think I asked this, but wait, so Lena, which sex was better? Because you haven't had it. Jason was the first dick you've had, right?
You know what? Let me say something. I find this very uncomfortable to talk about. There's not many things I find uncomfortable, but I just find this uncomfortable to talk about. And the reason is not because, I'm an adult. I know what sex is. Of course, I've lived a very varied life. I just feel like, I don't know. We have so many people watching us and we're just talking about dick and vagina. Don't you think this is below us? I don't know. We're all pretty intelligent people. We talk about the Matrix and how they're trying to dumb us all down and trying to control all of our minds. And this base instinct talk, I find it very uncomfortable. I'm not comfortable being on this stream. If I was sitting with a woman next to me, the last thing I would talk about is our personal life. I just don't think it's the smart thing to do. And I don't think that it is. I don't have any interest in the personal sex life of any married couple, and I don't want to hear about it, and I don't want to talk about it. And I just find it very uncomfortable. I'm extremely uncomfortable in this situation. That's the truth. And I'm not saying that from a position of weakness. I'm saying it from a position of strength. I don't like talking about these things. I don't like talking about women getting fucked. I don't like talking about what I do with women. I don't like talking about any of it. I think that what I do in the bedroom with a woman who I care about should be to a degree sacred.
Private, yeah.
And I think it should be completely private. Absolutely. And I don't want to hear about anyone else fucking. I want to make something clear to the I don't watch porn. I've never bought an OnlyFans. I've never paid for sex. My relationship with sex involves love, and I don't think it should happen outside of love. And I think that's the way that sex should operate. And I think that when you decide, and once again, I could be wrong, when you decide to keep sex exclusively for love, there's something beautiful and special about it. And if you decide not to do that, then you keep chasing a new high. And you can have threesomes and fuck a bunch of girls. And I'm not saying I haven't done it, but eventually you're constantly just chasing a new high and you end up just doing something weird. Whereas if you just say, I only have sex with girls I love, then it's always special and it's always pretty sacred. And you get to just enjoy it that way. And beautiful children are birthed and life goes on.
In maybe the last 5 years of our relationship, I can really only think of maybe 1 or 2 times that we've had sex with a girl off camera. For the most part, we are monogamous. We just fuck around on camera. And I think if anything, our realization is that the world is so extremely fascinated by a couple like us who are open-minded sexually, because there's a lot of conversations about polyamorous relationships. And, in our case, I do think it's kind of disingenuous for everybody to act like we're in this crazy poly relationship when we actually are monogamous, besides on camera. But I mean, for us, it's really like a porn thing. You know, she shot this scene with this dude. As much as she may have enjoyed it or not enjoyed it, it was a money decision. It was like, oh, this is going to be a big move for my career and for our family. We're going to be able to retire off of this money. So that was the reason for it. Not like, oh, I'm just dying to have another dick in my mouth.
I understand, and I'm not a saint. I'm not saying sitting here trying to say I'm a saint. I'm not trying to talk from a position of authority, but I have perhaps, maybe it's my fight career, which Cerrone doesn't respect, or maybe it's something else, but I think that you can achieve a lot of happiness in life through actually reducing your exposure to certain things. I'll give you an example. I'm not particularly a foodie, but I will only eat once a day. Sometimes I don't eat for 2 or 3 days at a time, and that's the reason I love a steak. So right now I have unlimited sexual options because I am the top G and I'm the most famous man on the planet, and thousands of women a week are constantly trying to throw themselves at me. And the reason I reject them all is because I don't think I would enjoy sex as a whole if I slept with all these women. The reason I enjoy sex is because I say no to everybody and say no to everything. And by reducing my exposure to something, that's how I still find it interesting, and that's how I still enjoy it. So I know what you're saying. I'm just talking from my personal experience. I try very hard to not give in to any temptations and try to avoid them. And I'm not saying I'm a perfect person, but by doing that, I find satisfaction in the world. So if I feel like fucking, I quite often don't fuck.
A corollary to that is that we were just on, we were all over Italy and Spain and France on our honeymoon, and we were eating in 5-star restaurants every single day, the best food that's out there. And by the end of it, I didn't give a fuck at all about what I was eating. And now that I'm back home and I'm, eating on a pretty strict diet and exercising and everything like that, you could go get me a McDonald's fucking Big Mac and I'm going to be on cloud 9 because it's just so much more potent than the stuff that I'm eating on a day-to-day basis. So I would say that in the sense that there are a lot of guys out there who think that the key to happiness is just sleeping with as many women as possible. From my perspective, I'm infinitely more happy just being in a nice, solid relationship where I can really trust my partner, as opposed to the way I was, Andrew, before I got into this relationship with her. I was in the streets.
I saved you.
I was bad. I was fucking like 5, 6, 7 girls a week, new girls. It was disgusting. Doing cocaine, drinking to an absurd degree, popping Xanax, snorting perks.
Fuck drugs. Fuck drugs. Fuck drugs.
I was drugs, man. Yeah, I was drinking lean like Adin Ross, and now I'm much
happy. I'm sitting here like that's crazy. All right.
Well, I agree.
Well, that's good at least. It seems like she has served her purpose as far as being a stability point for her man and motivating him and getting him on the correct path. At least that's something. Because from what I was hearing was honestly just like degeneracy. You can say as much as you want it was a money move. She's not doing it all the time. This, that, and the third. Nah. That is your wife that has your child. So at least that's good. At least something came out of their relationship, their union. And as long as they're happy and,
And I just want to say that before you guys leave, I agree. I just want to say that I wish you absolutely the best. I wish the best for everybody on the planet, and I have nothing against you. And I'm glad that you are happy with your decision. I hope it works out fantastically for you, and I hope you stay together forever and you raise your children, because that's a beautiful thing, and that's what the world needs more of. So I wish you the absolute best. I think a lot of people expected us to argue, and I don't feel that way about you or your decisions, and you seem like very nice people. So I wish you the absolute best. And Lena, I hope you had fun, and I hope you enjoy your marriage. I don't know what else people expect me to say.
Next time Sneeko and fucking Myron make a trip to Romania, I want to be right there on the PJ hanging out and talking about why girls suck.
No.
Oh, no?
Oh, I draw the line there. We have one more porno to film, so we have to go.
Yeah. All right. Hey, guys, thank you so much for coming on. Andrew, Jake's ready.
Appreciate you. Much love.
All right, Adam. All right, Lena. All right, Adam.
Guys.
I will say this, though. If, the only thing that I truly disagree with is having the other guy have sex with his wife. I'm not, it would have to, let's do it like this. The bag would have to be monumental. The bag would have to be fucking crazy. Because this is the mother of my children. This is my wife. This is my partner. It would have to be monumental for that to happen. Because They said they're about to shoot another scene. So that's all fine and dandy. Do what you want. Your sex life posting on the internet, monetize it, do you. It's just the other guy thing that was like, huh? You what? Very crazy. But overall, a dope conversation. Very interesting perspectives all around. They definitely seem like, I'm not even going to get into that because I don't know these niggas personally, nor do I care to say if they're good people or not. So, yeah.
How do we turn the off?
Just hang up.
Yeah, baby, you're just walking away. How do we hang up?
Figured they would think so.
Just close it. Right?
You hit the red button. All right. So we're good. I'm gonna add Jake in real quick.
Yeah, I think a lot of people expected me to give them a hard time. I'm not going to give them a hard time. I think that whatever they've decided to do, whether it's worked out perfectly for them or not, life will give them the lessons they need to learn, whether they're positive or negative, and it's up to life to do that. It's not up to me to do that.
Yeah, that is true. Jake!
What up, man?
Jake,
training hard?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, dude, nonstop. Honestly, this is the best shape I've been in. I'm excited for this fight. 18 days away.
Damn.
When you getting in there, Adin?
Actually, soon. Okay.
He's got to fight his battle against lean first.
Bro, what is going on with this lean shit? Yes, bro, I'm clean. What the fuck is going on here? You know what? I'll say this right now, Jake. After you beat Diaz, I want to get it. I want to get in some work with you. We'll do some Miami training in the hot sun. You know what I'm saying, on the beach.
Adin, it's not just about the training. I think every man should have a professional fight at some point in his life. One, because of the pressure you're under and how scary it is, because there's a lot of pressure, because you're putting your ego on the line. And secondly, because you have to dedicate yourself to a training camp completely and fully. You can't just do one pad session and put it on the fucking internet and talk about being a fighter. You need to dedicate yourself and try hard and set a date where you have a fair competition against another man and put it on the line. That's what you need to do as a man, so you learn about yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, don't you have beef with like some other streamers and stuff too?
Like one guy named Hassan, but he's like 7 foot tall and he wears dresses. So I'm not gonna fight that guy. Andrew, oh, there you go.
Is that the guy I think it is?
Yes, it is.
Oh my God. Yeah. Your mate.
Yeah. But nah, man, I would love to get in the ring. I swear. I actually really, really would. One day.
I think if you had a reason to stop sipping lean, it would help you. Like,
I've been clean. I've been clean for a while now, about a month.
But you were texting my friend like 3 days ago asking for a lean plug.
Okay, Andrew, he's lying.
No, I'm not. I'm not lying.
You're talking about Jasper, okay?
Yes.
It was not 3 days ago. I texted him like a couple months ago about lean. I haven't done lean in over a month. I'll take a drug test on stream tomorrow. If you want me to.
Do it. Chat. We want to see this.
Okay, why are you making? Okay, fine. I'll do it.
No. All right, we won't talk about it. I'm gonna
do it. I'm gonna do it for real. I'm gonna do it. All right, got you. Yeah, I got you. So look.
No, you won't.
I will.
You talk shit. You're never gonna do a drug test.
You know, fuck this shit. You guys are ganging up on me. Jake, are you gonna fight Andrew? Andrew, you gonna fight Jake? Would you guys ever fight?
Well, I'll tell you something. Let's talk about this because there was a time where I called out Jake Paul. There was that time. So let's talk about that. It's when Jake first called out Connor. I think this was like 4 or 5 years ago. Is that correct? A while ago. And I said, Jake, I'll fight you. I remember saying it to him. At the time, I wasn't nearly as known as I am now. And then since then, I've made it very clear also to the world. I said that Jake, I believe, is the best YouTube boxer. I believe he can beat them all. And I think he's training very hard. And a fight against Jake would be a real fight. And I do believe he's working hard in the gym. And he's more of a boxer than he is a YouTuber now. I don't think we're going to fight, especially because of my current legal situation. I can't even leave my house. However, I do think that in terms of YouTube boxing, I'm glad it's a space now. I like the idea of people with beef fighting each other. And I do also, and I want to make this clear to everyone, and I've said it multiple times, I do think Jake is the best of all the YouTube boxers. I don't think that can be denied.
Well, thank you. No, I appreciate that. I think, my answer to it would be like, if you figured out your legal situation, I think you should get in there because it would be massive. Maybe not with me, maybe with whoever it is. But
dude, are they friends? Everyone I think would
want to see you fight.
Everyone wants to see it. It would make a bunch of money. And I don't want to say, but before I was arrested in December, there was a conversation ongoing about me fighting someone. And I'm not going to say who it is because it didn't happen. And I asked for a lot of money and they offered me all the money I wanted. And it was very close to being signed. And then I obviously ended up in a prison cell. So certain things changed. But Yeah, I know the whole world wants to see it. The whole world would love for me to get in there and fight somebody. I'm very aware of that. But we have to make sure the stars align.
Like if we could ever figure it out, I would be down to do MMA or boxing either. Like the PFL would make it happen. So if you ever figure out the situation, I think it would be huge.
Wait, Jake.
You know what we should do, Jake? While you're next training, I know you're only 18 days away from a fight, but next time you're training and you want some sparring, fly to Romania and we'll spar and we'll film it and we'll decide if we want to release it or not afterwards. But I have no problem. We can have a sparring match anytime. That's easy,
let's
right?
do it. Let's do it, guys.
I'm down for that, but we can't. Yeah. But we can't release it for free. That's like it's like giving the people what they want for nothing. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I would love to. You know, I'll spar too for you with you guys. Fuck, Jake. Let's just go to Romania. We'll go 50-50 on the jet. We'll go to Romania, Jake, and I'll spar. We could do a threesome spar. I'm with it.
Why do you make everything sound weird?
Dude, I'm down to just spar with you guys for fun. Guys being dudes.
Anyway,
Adin,
yeah.
Have you ever played a sport, Adin? Have you ever been outside? You look pale.
I actually haven't been outside in a long time, but Jake, I have you know that I'm going to be going outside a lot more now.
And Jake made an important point, because when it comes to these fights, he made an important point about the people want to see it, and that's very valuable. So it's not as easy as people think to just fight. There's a whole bunch of promotion behind it, and things must be done, etc. Because if it was that easy, like I said, Jake and I could spar, of course, but that video would be worth millions of dollars. So we can't just throw it on Twitter for free because the whole world wants to see it. I mean, I'd be up for it, but I understand Jake's a professional fighter, and when you're a prize fighter, you want a prize, right?
I know we should. I mean, we could still spar. Like that'd be fun, anyways. And maybe we put like little clips out, not the whole thing, or give people a little teaser or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Jake,
you know where I am. Well, I can't leave the house, Jake. So right. You know where I am. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here.
Jake. They're asking. I know they're gonna ask. Still, anything updates on fighting KSI? Would you still be down to fight him? Is that still a thing that's going to happen in the future?
I've been down. I've been down. I've been trying to make it happen for a long time, and I think everyone can see that. And he's the one that has always had an excuse with music or touring. And then he wants to drain the weight down to 180 pounds, which I agree to if he wanted to do winner takes all for all the money. And so he says, okay, sure, we'll do winner takes all. He says it on Twitter, and then we go behind the scenes for the negotiations with his manager, and his manager ducks the whole entire thing. They're like, oh, no, not winner takes all, like only an extra $1 million. So then there's like a weight thing going back and forth, and it just seems to me that he doesn't want to get it done.
Are Logan and KSI really close, or is it all just a weird like promotional thing?
I think it's they're like acquaintances.
Okay.
But it is like this weird thing. But they both kind of like joke about that. Like I've seen Logan be like, "Yeah, we're best friends," like, and kind of say it jokingly. But obviously they're business partners and that whole entire thing. So.
Yeah, interesting. I just thought I'd ask. And I have nothing against Logan either. I think a lot of people think I have a problem with Logan. I don't have problems with anybody. I live with a pure heart. I'm a happy man. But I just thought I was just curious about that, because when KSI is running his mouth to you, I'm like, why is Logan not punching him in the face? What the fuck?
Yeah, business, I guess, is business. It is weird.
Damn.
It puts me in a weird spot because like I don't know how to feel about it. I personally don't like it because it's like here's this guy that constantly is dragging me down, constantly jumping at every opportunity to pull me down and to defame me and to say anything bad about me. And then my brother's like acting like he's best friends with them. And then even when people ask like, oh, they ask Logan like, oh, who would you pick in the fight? And Logan's like, oh, I don't know. That would be tough for me. Like, no, it's really not. Like,
wait. So when you ask,
he eventually says like, well, I would have to pick Jake, but he plays both sides definitely, and it does get annoying. But it's like I also respect his hustle as an entrepreneur and as a businessman because he, created this multi-billion-dollar company now with his enemy, and I can't hate on that. I want my brother to accomplish his goals, and I'm happy for him, and he's so successful and doing amazing. And to me, I'm just proud of him. I'm proud to be related to him. I'm happy for him, but definitely it hurts me sometimes seeing that shit for sure.
What age do you think you'll retire, Jake?
Who do you guys got, KSI or Jake in the fight?
Man, I have no idea. I want to be world champion, and that really is my goal, and to prove to anyone that I actually can do it. And to go from a Disney Channel kid who, you know, was not in the gym at all to a world champion, I think would be a remarkable story. And I think it would inspire a lot of other kids to chase their dreams, no matter how wild or crazy or sensational that they are. So that's my goal, and I think I could do it in the next 3-4 years. So I'll probably maybe retire when I'm like 30.
Hey, can I ask you guys a question real quick? When you guys are fighting, like, do you guys develop like any problems from it, like brain damage?
Oh, he's my age. Interesting. So he's like 26, 27. Didn't know that at all. And from the conversation, it sounds like his brother or his twin brother is partnered with KSI, who is dissing him. That's a weird conundrum in itself. From what I heard about those two brothers, I thought they were pretty close, or at least closer than what he just kind of put forth. I thought they were like, you know, pretty tight, but that kind of sounded weird. But I'm pretty sure it's actually a lot better behind the scenes. So,
or anything like that, like, does it like, do you guys develop any like physical issues?
Well, you can be unfortunate and you can be unlucky, and that's the whole thing about fighting. It's why it's so universally respected. Yeah. And I even said this to KSI. I said it when he replied something stupid because he's low IQ, and I said, ultimately, at the end of the day, anybody who enters the ring to a degree I respect, because you're putting your ego on the line and you're also putting your health on the line. It's pretty as close as you can get to the gladiator pit in modern times. And I know people who have entered the ring and unfortunately they've exited and they've never been the same. And some of them are my teammates and some of them are my opponents, and it's sad always. And it's, yeah, bad things can happen in there. It's real. I've been very fortunate, and I wish there was a world in which nobody ever picked up any kind of damage from it, but it's a real possibility you have to keep in mind every time you're training for a fight. So yeah, it's scary.
Gotcha.
I think lean is worse for your brain than boxing, though.
Facts, man. That's why I kicked the cup. Had to, Jake. Had to kick.
Are you still with Amy?
This is really crazy, bro. I can't, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I can't get away from lean. Why? You know I'm not. You know I'm not, Jake.
I know you're not. It's been a while since we talked. What do you mean?
Like, we just talked like a month ago. Well, like a heart to heart. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
No, I'm not, Jake. No. No.
Yeah. Well, this YouTube boxing thing, I think, is a fantastic opportunity for a bunch of people who are constantly just talking shit to each other to actually do something about it. And I think if people have a genuine issue with each other, then they should fight and sort it out. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that's the best thing about it. And it's interesting to hear what Jake's saying about KSI not wanting to fight him, because I think that's the fight everybody would really want to see. I think that's going to be the biggest one. Perhaps one of the biggest ones you can make right now.
For sure. And I've done everything I can to make it happen multiple times. But at some point, he has to step up to the plate. And I think at some point it has to happen just for the culture. And I know he wants it. It's just a matter of timing and all things considered.
Well, we'll see whose corner Logan's in. Hopefully he's in the right corner, because, you know, brotherhood is the most important thing. And I think he would. I'd like to believe he would choose you, of course, when push came to shove.
Yeah, no, I think deep down he wants me to win 100%, but it's just the way he like presents that sometimes. And that's what's weird about it for me, is he's the one who, when he lost to KSI, he's like, you have to go beat him. And that's really at first like what motivated me a lot to get into the gym and train so hard, is that I saw my brother being broken and sad, and the loss was really affecting him. And he was like, he kind of like bestowed this thing onto me to like go get our family's name back.
So his brother lost the KSI and then joined KSI? Oh shit. Yo. That's interesting. So they're both fighters. I didn't know this because I've heard of these guys, but I don't know jack shit about them. So they're both fighters, pretty good, I'm guessing too. If if they're calling out people like Andrew Tate or whatever. But then again, that could be a clout thing, so I don't even want to do that. But that's just interesting. So his brother lost the KSI, passed the torch to him, so he told him to beat KSI. But now him and KSI, him being the brother, him and KSI are now partners in business. Very weird, very interesting.
And so then that's why it's like confusing for me, the situation that they're really in.
Is Logan there now?
No. He's in Puerto Rico, but he's not at the house right now.
I was going to say hello.
Nate Diaz is here, actually, in Puerto Rico. He's like in the other house over here.
Have you seen him training?
Can we get him?
Yeah. Oh shit!
I can get him.
Oh my god!
Nate's there.
Hold up, bro. Andrew, I'm a big fan of Diaz brothers, bro. Holy fuck! I think I'm gonna fan out. I think.
Good. No, good. They deserve respect. They train very hard. They're legends of the sport.
Andrew, could you introduce me to them, please?
I don't know them. I've never spoken to them before. Why would I introduce you?
Oh, okay. Oh my god, I'm gonna get nervous.
Introduce yourself.
All right, you're right. I got this. Fuck.
Way to get nervous over a fucking stream, looking at a computer screen.
I'm sorry. Right, my bad. Fuck.
You're a nerd, bro.
Hey, shut up, dude. You were.
Let's see if Nate's there.
Oh.
With that fucker.
God damn it.
Off you go, Adin. You said you were nervous. Go on.
Nate, I'm a big fan, bro. I'm a big fan.
I don't give a fuck, pussy. I heard you like Jake Paul.
I love Jake. That's my brother.
But who you think's gonna win the fight?
I gotta go, my brother Jake, man. I'm gonna ride for my bro.
Fuck you. Fuck you, man.
No, but Mr. Diaz,
Fuck you, Wade. You lucky we weren't in person. I Stockton slapped the shit out you, bitch.
Mr. Diaz, I'm a big fan. You don't understand. Mr. Diaz, can I have a picture?
Nah, you're lucky I'm even on your bitch ass stream.
Damn, bro. The fuck? I'm a big fan, bro. I just want a picture, please.
I don't give a fuck about you.
Damn. Is that really how it would go down, Andrew? Hey, by the way, thanks for having my back, asshole.
Sorry about that.
Dude, I thought you...
Yeah, interesting training in the same place.
Yeah, he's in a bad mood.
Man, fuck.
You know what? For a second, I kind of believe that, and because, and I'll tell you why. I'm a bit older, right? I'm 36. I retired when I was 30, just like you said. And when I was fighting when I was 24, 25, it was before social media. So I'd turn up to fights, and I didn't even know who I was fighting. Now it's all about who the person is and promo, etc. I turn up to a fight in Russia or Moscow, and I'd say to my coach, who am I fighting? And obviously all the Russian names are in Cyrillic, and we're like, maybe him, maybe him, maybe him. We don't know till you get in the ring, and it's always the guy it's the biggest of them all, of course, the one you hope it's not. But there was times where, I was training in the same place as the guy I was fighting, or I heard me and the guy I was fighting were warming up in the same room in Slovenia. So there's been times
what do you guys got,
that
chat?
shit happened in
Diaz
the
or
old
Jake?
school of the fight days.
Hey, Jake, what do you think's gonna happen in the Diaz fight?
Man, I think he's gonna be tough, but I'm feeling so sharp right now. I brought in a new team, new strength and conditioning coaches, new nutritionists. So this is the best I've ever felt. And I'm getting better and better as the rounds go on. So I could see me stopping him in like the 6th or 7th round. I just think he's not going to be able to keep up with my speed and power.
Okay, so you're very confident. I like that.
Are you going to bet on it?
I am. I'm going to put $100,000 on you.
On God?
On God.
I want to see a screenshot of that bet.
I will. I'm going to post it. Yo, when I put $100,000 on you, Jake, and you secure my money, I'll take you out. We'll go out. Take you out.
Take me on a date, bro.
Exactly. And Andrew can, go with us.
Unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances, I'm not allowed to leave my house, so I'm going to miss it. But I'll just stay here, and I hope you guys have fun. I'm on month 6 of house arrest so far, and we'll see how long this continues for. So I'm going to have to miss it, unfortunately.
Damn. So, that's fucked. It's already been 6 months. Holy
Hey, do you do a lot of? Do you like have girls over? Do you like do a lot of jerking off?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
I have the odd visitor, Jake, and I don't jerk off because it's haram, and God is always watching.
Right.
So that's not something I partake in. I'm allowed visitors.
I just didn't know how it was with house arrest, like if you could have visitors or not.
Yeah, I am allowed.
Andrew,
visitors,
you know you
yes.
actually helped me stop masturbating because every time that I would masturbate, I would think of you, and I'd be like, "Nah, this is not right. I'm gonna stop."
What the fuck?
I said I'm gonna stop doing this shit now. No, for real. You put it in my brain. Nah, I haven't done it in months. Swear to God. I swear to God, bro, I haven't done this shit in months, bro. Thank you for actually stopping that porn addiction. Fuck porn.
I don't know how men can be addicted to porn. I don't understand. You must have very few options in your life to find yourself addicted to porn.
I mean, every guy's jacked off in their life before, bro.
But if I'm talking about a porn addiction. You make it sound like it's something you can't help doing. You must have very few options if you end up addicted to porn.
Yeah, true. I've only been really severely been addicted to lean. It's bad, bro. Hey, Jake.
All right, so
Jake, I got stabbed by a knife before. Do you want to see it? No, Jake, I swear to God.
What happened?
I was sleeping, right? And my uncle, he was on meth, and he stabbed me in my sleep.
Or like just no reason, or he was mad at you or something?
He was on drugs. He thought I worked for the FBI. Yeah, it's funny. What the hell, Jake?
No, there's just this shit you say. It just like, I don't know if you're like special or what, but it's just crazy.
Well, it's actually funny you say that, Jake. Andrew, I actually figured this out by myself. I'm definitely off in some way. I believe that I'm autistic or like on the spectrum of autism or something. No, I'm not joking. All shit aside. Appreciate you not laughing, Andrew. And Jake, I don't know why you're laughing. I'm pretty sure I'm autistic.
I'm laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. You're just an outrageous individual.
Really?
I gotta go, Aiden. I can't do this.
What?
Like, no.
It's us again, me and you. Hey, Andrew. Listen, bro. You know I love you, right? All some real shit, you're like my big bro.
Thank you.
I mean, this is where you're supposed to say I love you too. You're like my little brother.
You're not like my little brother at all, because my little brother is a man of upstanding moral character, hard work, discipline. You're none of those things. I do have a little brother, and he's a fantastic individual, and you are absolutely nothing like him. If he wasn't a fantastic individual, he wouldn't be able to be my brother. If I had a brother who's addicted to lean, I'd kick the fuck out of him.
Fair enough.
Sorry.
It's okay, Jake.
So, Jake, how much money do you think it would make if you and I fought?
What's your price? What's your price so people can start bidding on it now?
Probably like 1.5 million pay-per-view buys at like $60. So like 90 million just in pay-per-views, and then probably like another $5 million in gate, and then like $10 million in sponsorships. So like
Thanks for the subs.
105 million.
100 million you guys would fight?
No, I'm trying to calculate. Because if I were to fight Jake, I'd have to take it very seriously. It'd be a 6-month training camp. I'd have to go to the mountains of Bosnia and not do much else. So yeah, about 100 million. That's quite a lot of money. I don't know how much these YouTube fights make so far. Like I don't know which one's been biggest or how much they made, but I do think me and Jake would be probably the biggest pull.
You know what's crazy? I'm not even joking. I don't even know who I'd vote for. You guys are both like my boys.
Who would you bet on, Adin?
God damn it! Fuck. It just depends who's training harder. That's really all it's about. I said this right now. I'm gonna be vocal about it. I don't care if anyone doesn't like it. Right now, if Jake and KSI got in the ring, Jake's winning. If KSI, whoever trains harder would be the winner. I believe if KSI and Jake got in the ring right now, Jake would win. And that doesn't mean that if KSI doesn't train harder, he has potential. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. It's all about how hard you train. So, with that being said, if Tate trains harder, Tate will win. If Jake trains harder, Jake will win.
That's a cop-out answer.
It is.
I think we should do it regardless.
We should definitely do the sparring session, even if the video never gets released, just so between Jake and I, we can, it'll be fun. It could be relatively lighthearted, but just between Jake and I, it'll be done just for our own. Sometimes everything's not about clout, and it's not always about the internet, and it's not always about views. Sometimes it's just, two guys, and we're like, you know what? Fuck it. We talked about it a few times. Let's put some gloves on and let's try, regardless of what happens.
I think it should be MMA. I think it should be MMA because that would pique more people's interest, and it would make things way more interesting.
Tater, Jake, chat, we all got.
That's what we should do if we're gonna do it.
Do you train MMA now, or are you still only training boxing?
No, I'm only training boxing. But I could start, like if we really were going to do it, like you said, it would be like 6 months to a year and just focusing on that.
Interesting.
Let me ask you guys a question. Sorry to cut you off, Mr. Tate. So
Sure.
if let me ask you a question. How much would you guys want to get paid to do a spar live?
I mean, if we're gonna,
if you're gonna spar, you're gonna fight. I mean, what's the difference?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Oh, I see. It's the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was saying sparring just for, I don't know. I'm sure Jake has plenty of sparring partners, but if he wanted a new one, he's very welcome to at my house. No problem. I'd love to. Once you're a fighter, you always want to fight. You never get to an age where you don't want to fight anymore. You never wake up and go, I don't want to fight anymore. It's something that's inside of you, and it's always inside of you. And the hardest thing about fighting is actually retiring. It's knowing when you should quit.
It's very addicting and like fun and
anybody boxing
something to keep your mind occupied, and just like the glory,
Sure.
the training, the challenge, like everything about it is really fun.
So is it addicting to like once you're a boxer to like the feeling of it?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
And the hard thing is knowing when to stop, because if you go on too long, you have a bunch of losses at the end of your career, and then you want to retire, then you want to come out of retirement and do it again. It takes a lot of mental control to decide to stop. I decided when I was in my early 20s I was going to retire at a certain age, and I stuck to that, and I finished on a win streak for that reason, because otherwise it can easily go wrong and you can ruin your legacy, etc. It's not easy to do. It's very hard, but you're always going to want to fight. That's the thing when you're a fighter. When someone says, I'll fight you, part of you is always going to be like, okay, come on then, fight me. It's just something that's inside of you. It's never going to go away. It's unfortunate that time marches on. Someone once, very smart, said to me that years come. What did they say? It's been a year since it's been a year. Something very intelligent and insightful. I can't remember who it was. It was a philosopher. I think he's on.
Yeah, I love that one. It's been a year since it's been a year.
Yeah, it's great. Ever since I heard that, it was really mind-blowing. And unfortunate, time marches on and we all get a bit older. So there has to come a point where you decide to stop. But I'm really not that old. I talk about myself like I'm old. 36 isn't old.
In 10 years, you're about to be 50, bro. It's kind of crazy.
In 10 years, I'm going to be 46. I wonder if I'll still be on house arrest.
Hopefully not.
Who knows?
Damn, man. Life really goes.
Aiden, did your uncle like go to jail for stabbing you?
I didn't press charges. He went to jail, and then I said, hey, I'm not going to press charges. And then he went to a mental asylum.
Damn.
Yeah. What's the most traumatic thing you've ever been through, Jake? I'm genuinely curious.
Oh man, I've been through a lot of shit in my career, to be honest. I'm trying to think of I don't know if I can name like one thing specifically. There's like a whole jumble of things.
Who's Erica? They're saying Erica.
Oh, my ex.
Oh.
My ex. Yeah, I've been through a lot of fallouts with people and like crazy shit, lawsuits. Like whenever I was the biggest like YouTuber, it felt like the world was like caving in on me because everyone just wanted to like strip me down and see me fail and make up rumors. Like it was like a giant target on my back, and every day there was something new to deal with mentally. I think that was like the toughest part of my life.
Gotcha.
Have you been canceled before, Adin? When were you canceled? What for?
I was recently canceled for saying there was two genders in the world. I got canceled for that. I got banned on Twitch for that specific reason. I think that's when they started to like not fuck with me. So that's my recent cancellation. I believe there's been more shit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Ever been to jail?
Have I ever been to jail? No, I have not been to jail, sir.
Try and avoid it if you can. Do your best.
Okay. Jake, have you ever been to jail or not?
No.
Yeah. There you go. So good. And I don't wish it upon anybody. There's no need to go there, but I was just curious.
Yeah, man.
Yep. Yeah, I'm on my best behavior. I'm on my best behavior like lately. I've kept my nose out of trouble for like 2-3 years now. And I think that's because of boxing. Like I'm just always focused and it's helped me like mature and stuff. So
I have a question, which I find interesting. If you lost the next 5 fights in a row, would you retire?
Oh wow. That would be pretty traumatic. But at the same time, like, man, I've already exceeded my own expectations in the sport. So like I'm happy with where I've gotten regardless of what happens moving forward. To even just beat some of these legends, some of my idols, Anderson Silva, to win Knockout of the Year, cover of Sports Illustrated. Like I've accomplished my goals and beyond. And I love this sport and it's changed my life for the better. So I think I'll always be boxing, you know, even if it's just staying in shape in the gym, but I'll always be a promoter. I have my foundation, Boxing Bullies, which is like opening up gyms across the United States and all these places for underprivileged kids to go in and be able to box for free. We're up to like 7 gyms now in less than 2 years. So I just love the sport, man. It changed my life for the better and pulled me out.
I did not know he fought Anderson Silva. You know what? I kind of want to say a little unfair. Anderson Silva is about 47 years old. He's 25. So yeah, he's a year younger than me. Fighting Anderson Silva. Still impressive. Still very impressive. Not going to take that away from him because Anderson Silva is an actual fucking beast. He's been training for fucking 20 plus years at this point. Fighting for 20 plus years at this point. So it's very impressive that he got in the ring with him, danced with him. I don't know if he beat him or not, but I guess he did based off what he just said. I think I'm gonna watch it after this, but that's dope. That's dope. Good for him. Good for him. Good for him.
Out of like some dark places, so I'll always definitely box. Yeah.
I have more questions I'm probably not supposed to ask, but I'm gonna ask them anyway. Do you genuinely dislike Dana? Is that beef real?
Yeah, no, the beef is definitely real. The beef is definitely real, 100%. And
wait, they got beef?
I think I don't know him as a person, so I can't say whether or not I dislike him for who he is in real life, but I dislike his business tactics. I dislike that, you know, fighters only get paid 15% of the total revenue. I dislike that he has a monopoly basically in MMA and that the fighters are the ones who lose from that, and these fighters are putting their health on the line. They're risking everything. You know, it's the toughest sport in the world. They're paying their own coaches. They're paying their own gym fees. And all these other sports, NFL, NBA, they get everything paid for, and they make more money. So really, he's been able to take advantage of fighters, and that's what I don't like. And even the fighter minimum, you know, the fighter getting paid $12,500 to go in there. That's the minimum that the UFC fighters get paid. So they're risking their life basically for $12,000. And if he just increased that to $50,000, it would change so many fighters' lives. And it would only cost the UFC annually $15 million. But these fighters would be able to actually afford being able to be full-time fighters. So yes, he's made a lot of money. He's changed the sport. I love what he's done for MMA. He's made the sport massive, but now it's time to treat fighters better, and that's my biggest problem with him.
Do you think you'd still fight if? So my first fight, I got paid $150. Do you think you'd still fight if you were like not famous and you had to start at the bottom and the money was zero and you were still working a job and you were training after the job? Like your first 20 fights, you got paid basically nothing, and do you think you'd still do it?
Yeah, I believe my life would have probably always led me to fighting. I truly believe it. It feels like what I was destined to do. It's who I am deep down is a fighter. So
I genuinely wish you the best. I've said it even before we started talking. I wish you the best. I can tell you're taking it seriously, and that's what fighting is for. And I respect anybody who gets in the ring, and I hope you win. I hope you do very well. And I don't know Nick, and I'm sure he's training very hard as well. It's gonna. Oh, sorry, Nate. It's gonna be interesting to see. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Wait,
100%.
Jake, I got a
I'm
question.
excited.
I got a question. Do you Tommy Fury? Is there a rematch ever gonna happen? Would you guys ever fight again? Is that
For
something
sure. Yeah, there's talks behind the scenes of it. I know he wants to do it. And it only makes sense, right? It's one of the biggest pay-per-view fights of the last couple of years, and it was a split decision victory on his end. So I think we need to go back in there and leave no doubt and really settle it.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm about to go off to sparring here, but it was awesome talking to you guys.
Hey, Jake, I love you, bro. And Jake, oh, sorry, Andrew. I'm
Love you,
sorry.
man.
Sorry, Andrew. Go ahead. Sorry,
No,
Andrew.
go on. No, it's fine. Aiden, go.
Oh, Jake, I love you. Thanks for coming on. And
Love you, bro.
Talk to you later.
Wish you the best.
All right, I'll see you guys later. I'll text you, Aiden.
All right, bro.
Peace.
Just us.
Yes, Aiden. Just you and I.
Listen.
Nope, we ain't doing that. All right. Hold up. Let's get big stream here. Now it's me. What's up? Now it's me. So that was a nice stream. That was a very nice stream. A lot of interesting conversations. Laying in the plug, Adam22, whoever Andrew Tate's weird ass mimically cloned friend was, also very weird, very strange. But overall, dope, healthy conversation. Healthy conversation. Hope you guys picked up some things. Hope you guys learned something. I want to say we got more coming. Well, I want to say I got more coming because this nigga ain't really like helping with the channel. It's really just me, but you know, it is what it is. So, yeah. Y'all take it easy. Stay tuned for the next one. I want it to be another Kevin video. So, yeah, be on the lookout for that.